Now, the City boss, Pep Guardiola, has been speaking to the media ahead of the game and said that England winger Jack Grealish would only get back into his starting 11 once his performances start to improve.
He's the same player, the same manager, the same way we want to play. The same, nothing changed. It's just how you perform. That's the difference. And we need him. I said for the day one, we need him. Having a special quality for our team. We need him. Depends on him. Hopefully he can do a good thing last month. I cannot give 3 or 4 games in order to take the rhythm. They have to take a rhythm to play 20 minutes, 90 minutes. In the high level, the people, the team, no manager, team don't wait. Same quality, the skills. Even more years you improve more what we want, what we need. They don't have to convince me. They have to convince themselves that they deserve to play.
I find it very difficult, almost impossible, to criticise someone like Pep Guardiola, who's obviously a genius.
Yeah.
And everything he does is for the right reason.
Well, it's about standards.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. It don't really matter who you are. If you drop below them standards,
his
goodbye.
Standards are very high as well.
I'm pretty sure, he got rid of people. Obviously, Cancelo. I might be wrong. Man City fans will be able to remind me a while ago. Did he get rid of Yaya Toure as well?
What? Not over the
While he was at City.
What, because of the stuff with his... he wasn't picking him and then the birthday
and
cake
got rid
and all
of him.
that.
And Yaya was...
A monster.
Monster.
Yeah. Well, I've got in front of me a list of other quotes. I won't read the quotes out because it goes on for too long, but he's criticised in the past John Stones. We all know about Calvin Phillips. He criticised Erling Haaland's body language, and he's also criticised Kevin De Bruyne, right? So he's basically picking on, apart from Calvin Phillips, no disrespect, but he's picking on the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Right? The top players.
Sends a message.
Is that the right thing to do, do you think, as a player, former player? Is that the right thing to do? Does he need to take responsibility, do you think, at all, for the lack of form for any of his players, in this case, Jack Grealish?
I'm sure he'll take part responsibility, but what his argument will always be, we'll look at the standards we've set over the last 5-6 years. We've been dominant. We won the treble last year. They're the standards we need to set if we want to be successful at this football club. And if you drop below those standards, you won't play. Now, if he was just criticising maybe the medium to lesser players, you'd go, like, it's a bit unfair. We've all seen. I've been in dressing rooms before where I've been the player where even if I've not played well, the manager's not really said anything. I've also been on the other side of it as well. I think if you're a player in that dressing room and you're looking at him criticising De Bruyne and Haaland, you're going, ooh, bloody hell! Like, maybe if I don't pick my performances up, I could be next. Do you know what I mean? So I think it sends the right message, but I don't think he's moaning. I think he's saying, well, listen, he's a top manager, Pep Guardiola. They've invested a lot of money in Calvin Phillips. I don't want to pick on Calvin Phillips, but if you know you're going to be playing for that level of manager at that level of club, who are the best club on the planet, surely you'd get yourself in peak condition. And he's saying here he's arrived overweight. I don't know why he didn't arrive in this condition to do the training sessions or playing. In Pep's head, he's thinking, I might need you. If Rodri was to, touch wood, it doesn't happen because I love watching him play, but if Rodri was to break down with a bad injury, I need you. You're supposed to be next in line. And
also, even if he doesn't, you want competition.
Exactly. I mean, Rodri, he seems to be very durable, but if he was to go down for like 4 or 5 weeks, he needs Calvin Phillips now.
Well, just quickly then, with regards to Grealish, you've got Doku, who's performing incredibly well, right? From the minute he put on a Man City shirt.
Yeah.
How much of a worry would that be for someone like Jack Grealish, and also for England as well? Because when we go to the Euros, we need an informed Jack Grealish. And also there's question marks as to whether or not he would start on the left for England anyway.
Yeah. He'll be in the squad, Jack. But it's one of those where if you're playing well and Doku comes in and plays better than you, you can almost take it because you go, do you know what? He's performing better than me, so all I've got to do is keep my level of performance up, and at some point, if I get an opportunity, I'm ready to take it. But what you don't want to do is let Doku come in, he's flying, and then your performances start to drift.
No.
Because all of a sudden, you're making it easier for the manager.
But there is a possibility that Guardiola's come out and said all this to make Jack Grealish realise...
Give him a reaction,
yeah.
But do you know what? It's all well and good in the press. Pep would have spoke to Jack. They would have had several... Like, Jack would have knocked on his door and said, Gaffer, why am I not playing? Yeah. And I think, listening to Pep, I think he'd be honest and go, listen, you're not at the level yet. Pick your performances up and then you'll be playing.
Listen, we'll take calls this. I'm a huge fan of Jack Grealish. You are as well.
Oh, wow.
He not only needs to be going to the Euros, I think we all think he will.
He's going.
But there is an argument to be had, and a good argument to be had, that he could start as well for England. So we'll talk about Jack Grealish. We'll talk about when managers come out and publicly criticise some players, and whether or not you think managers, in this case Pep Guardiola, does need to take a little bit of responsibility for a player who loses form. Former Rangers striker Ali McCoy's joined the Breakfast Show this morning. He said that Man City winger Jack Grealish will be concerned about his place in the England squad for this summer's Euros. It
probably is up for debate, particularly with the form of some of the wide players. We mentioned Bowen, guys like Anthony Gordon. I've got to come into the equation, I would think. So, yeah, it probably is. I don't have any doubt that Jack will get back in the team and play well. As his form dipped, yeah, a little bit, I would say. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The thing is, at Manchester City, there's always going to be competition, particularly in wide areas with Doku, Foden, Silva, Grealish, boys like that. His overall form has dipped. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
We'll go to the lines in a minute. 03717 223344. When you are looking at England's starting 11, not Arsenal's, England's, who is in contention for that spot on the left-hand side? Is it Rashford, Grealish, Foden? Is that it?
Well, you've got Grealish who's really not playing. Rashford's form has been awful, and Foden's been outstanding. So at the minute, Foden plays out there. Now I'm not sure he's best coming off that left, but yeah, I mean Foden has to start in that England team somewhere.
He just won't though, will he?
I think he has to.
Yeah, but
if he continues in this form that he's showing for Manchester City, he has to.
I agree with you, but what makes you think the manager is going to change?
Because the manager, surely he's like Gareth. He's not that stubborn. He won't look at that and go. He can't pick if Grealish is not playing that much, even though he'll go. You can't justify picking Jack and Rashford over Foden, who's playing week in, week out.
No, I know you can't, but you can't justify playing someone like Henderson, or you can't justify playing someone like Maguire if he's not getting first team.
I think there might be the next England squad. I think there might be a few changes.
Do you?
Yeah, I think he might look at one or two things and go, do you know what?
Could Manu be in it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, listen, I'm not saying he's not good enough, but
okay.
You know what Gareth's like when it comes to selecting players for England.
Yeah.
He rather than just chucking someone in there, he likes people to be around the group, doesn't he? He's always talking about the group and how it's quite a tight knit group, and you can't just let anyone in there. Like certainly before a major tournament, you have to kind of ease them in there, unless someone like if Bellingham had never been in the squad before, and then he goes to Real Madrid and he's doing this, Gareth might have to make exceptions and go, do you know what? Get him in. But you know what Gareth's like? He's not straight. He's loyal.
He's stuck in his ways.
He's very loyal.
Yeah, but we don't want a manager like that. We want a manager that looks at who the best players are in the best position, who's on form going into major championships.
So what do you do, Mainu and Rice?
I wouldn't play two holders. I'll play Rice, and then I'll play probably Trent and Bellingham.
Yeah.
I just imagine having.
Well, no, if he was ever going to have one holder.
Yeah, but you got Maddison to stick in there as well.
Yeah, so
you could put Foden in there.
If he's going one holder, I'm going Bellingham and Foden.
Okay, imagine Rice, Bellingham, Foden, and then Saka, Kane, and whoever you want to stick on the left.
Sorry, and I was just thinking that someone made a good point. That's another thing as well. When you look at players who are playing well, when you've got like Anthony Gordon, Cole Palmer, mate, Gareth's got some big decisions to make.
Yeah. Do you think Villa fans would have him back? They would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, of course.
I know, but he left under a bit of a cloud, didn't he?
We didn't leave under a cloud. It's 100 million. I mean,
No, I know.
What more do you want?
I know, but there was Villa fans phone up saying it's disgusting if he leaves.
You're gonna get that with all football fans.
Let's ask a Villa fan actually. 03717 223344. Adam joins us. Hi, Adam.
Hiya.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
Good. I'm very well. Thank you for asking. What would you like to say on all things Jack?
Yeah, I think obviously his form has dropped this season, but I do think it is down to the way Guardiola plays football with him. I think he likes to make Jack keep the ball instead of actually running at defenders and challenging them. Whereas with Doku, he seems to let Doku just have a run of the pitch.
Yeah. Do you think the style that Jack has got, he's better as an impact sub?
No, he's better out on the left wing, in my opinion. He's better than Doku. He played him up front for a few games, as Guardiola did. And I just think you need to put him on the left and let him just say, go play football.
Adam, as well as you guys are playing right now, you've got Bailey, you've got Diaby, Jacob Ramsey can play out on the left, you've got Watkins. Would you take him back, Grealish?
100%.
And if he came back, would he go straight into the starting 11?
The way Bailey's playing at the minute, well, yeah, I'd put Jack in all day, yeah.
So who are you taking out?
Diaby.
Okay, wow.
You fancy getting top four?
I hope so.
When's your game with Spurs? Is that in 2 weeks?
I think it's 2 weeks. Yeah, that's probably the biggest.
That's
game
massive.
for this season. But yeah, I think we could do it. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Adam.
I think he has had a few injuries as well, Jack. So it's not like his form's not been there all season. Like he's had injury to deal with. He comes back, he picks up another knock. So I don't think it's just the form. But obviously, Pep's come out here and said clearly there's something that he's doing that Pep's not happy with.
Who would you have at Man United on the left? Him or Garnacho?
Oh, Jack's better than Garnacho. Maybe in 5 years' time, Garnacho might be better.
Yeah,
or a couple
but they're
years' time.
different players, aren't they?
So you got one that's absolutely like pace, like to burn like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you got one that just draws fouls, comfortable in possession,
Yeah.
will take the ball in any scenario. But Jack's a better player.
Yeah.
But maybe in the future, Garnacho will be better. But Jack, at one point, Jack was He was the guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
England
was the
fans were
guy.
screaming for him to get more minutes.
Yeah. I remember at the Euros, we were desperate for him to come
Yeah.
on. Because that's why I asked the question whether or not as an impact sub, because when everyone's tired, like, the defending team, and he draws defenders out and he gets fouls.
I just like Jack from the start. As I said, give him the ball in any scenario, man, and he'll
I
get
totally
you a foul.
agree with you.
He's comfortable in possession. He's
Good finisher.
Good finisher. He's composed with the ball. I like him, Jack.
Got good calves.
Great calves. Great style. Hair.
He
and
has got
socks.
good style, yeah. Is it Gucci he does? Is that who his deal is?
Probably one of them.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.